Good evening. I'm not Rob, but I am your host. I'm RDV. Uh, right now, sorry for the delay. We actually have some experience with technical difficulties behind the scenes. Rob's microphone decided to crap out just before we go live. So he's in the process of getting that fixed, and he'll be joining us shortly, hopefully. Hello to Maranya, and hello to anybody else who might be watching this on the replay, or who might be just tuning in. Uh, Fantastic movie. This is my second time watching this. If you've never heard of this, this is a Cynthia Khan movie. Basically, she is taking over and from Michelle Yao. Michelle Yao did the first two movies, Yes, Madam, and then the next one was called Royal Warriors. Basically, about a female cop and taking down bad guys. A little bit of comedy and a lot of martial arts. And Cynthia Khan taking over Michelle Yao. Uh, Basically, this is her big breakout moment in this movie. A lot of fast choreography, a lot of cool kicks. It features Michiko Nishiwaki. I'm probably butchering her last name, but she plays one of the villains in here, along with her husband, who is Dahlia Illness. They are part of the former Red Army in China, and basically they want to basically steal these jewels in order to buy military weapons to basically support their war, because they're diehard, basically supporters, and you got this guy and the other guy here too. Basically, he's in there is also a cop, wants revenge for his partner who was killed during the jewelry heist. And just one second, he is here. Hello, Rob. Testing 1, 2, 3. Not getting anything from you. Um, but yeah. Let me see. Just 1 second. All right. Anyway, so this movie is basically about a story of revenge, but also a story of lovers who basically just don't want to quit. And also a story of a girl proving to her uncle, who is captain of this police force, that she is can handle herself, that she's not a little girl. He stop babysitting her, and she proves herself that she's basically a super cop in that sense. Takes place in 1988 over in Hong Kong. Uh, Very good music as far as this. You can tell it's heavily 80s influence, where everything takes place in the 80s, obviously, because for those who know who watched arts movies during the 80s with Jackie Chan, a lot of they're adapting a lot of our Western as far as our music, culture stuff, and it's just fun, nonstop action. You said you got the one guy who's hell-bent, getting revenge for his partner who was killed during the jewelry heist. They're protecting this exhibit where this guy was putting, and the two the husband and wife couple of thieves, end up killing his partner. He's for vengeance and basically just getting uh you know he wants to just he leaves he went to the grave site to visit his partner's grave, and he comes across basically his wife and his young child, and they're doing their rites, basically putting incense on the grave, and then he sees his uncle, runs over to his uncle. He was trying to hide, cop, and he says hey, I need you to do me a favor, help me catch those dual bad guys, get revenge for my, help my dad, put my dad to rest. I don't have a gun, but do you help me catch them? And you see in the moment, you just see the widow, and then you see the cop there just crying because it's heartbreaking moment. So throughout the movie, he's hell bent, he's wants to murder. Cynthia Khan does a lot of martial arts in this, a lot of cool flips. Uh, Michiko or Michiko Nish Iwaki, Michiko is her first name. Nishiwaki is the last name, and she is actually a Japanese actress, martial artist, stunt woman, and fight choreographer. She's also Japan's first women's bodybuilding and powerlifting champion, and she held the basic titles for that between 80 through 82. Didn't use any steroids. She actually popped up later in the years too. This wasn't because I remember watching this. I'm like, she kind of looks familiar, She did stunts for Kill Bill. Later in the 2004 Volume 2. She also just recently popped up in everything everywhere all at once. She was a kung fu competitor, and there's in there going against her. She was also did some stunts for Mission Impossible 3. She was also in the movie Collateral so it did stunts for that. Very very talented lady, very good looking lady too as well. And those two, you get Michelle, not Michelle Khan, but Cynthia Khan, who actually her is even her real name. She used Cynthia Rothrock, who she admired, who actually was in the first movie called Yes Madam with Michelle Yeoh, and she took that name, Cynthia's first name, and took Michelle Yeoh's original name. She was using her stage acting name, which was Khan at the time, and combined them, and that's how she got her stage name. And she also is very talented, like I said. And unlike American martial arts, when you watch actually Japan or just Hong Kong martial arts in general overseas, it's not sped up always. A lot of times they actually are that talented, and there's no doubt about it that these are just real deal. Choreography is just beautiful in here. You get kind of like Jackie Chan ballet fights towards the end a little bit, and we get the two women fighting against each other, and it's just fun. Ends with a kind of a happy ending for Cynthia Khan, and the detective. It kind of like kiss at the end of the boat. It's kind of like Sean Connery. They're on a boat. He turns and he kisses her, and kind of like a comedy thing. But great music. Like I said, you got the 80s kind of synth wave going here too. You got the members only jackets and stuff like that. You also, like you said, you got A to B. You know what's going on. You got the two criminals who are basically trying to basically, like I said, they stole the jewelry, not knowing that it was fake jewelry, and they're gonna just get buy guns and continue their mission because apparently he's dying, he's sickness, he has only a few months to live. She doesn't want to do it anymore. She kind of wants, she's sick of it. She wants to go on a yacht, but she's like, he's basically just wants to continue on because he's die hard, but for the cause. And like I said, it's really, it's just a treat to see Cynthia Khan doing the choreography and the fighting moves with Michiko, and just phenomenal. The other henchmen in here too get a lot of choreography too as well. So I've always said when I watch these movies, like she's kind of like the Jackie Chan, the female Jackie Chan when it comes to the martial arts movie. Marania, this is available on Tubi. This is the third movie. So it might not make. I guess you could say you don't need to watch the first two. They're kind of loosely connected. And it is in English subtitles. So if you're able to watch movies with those can stomach it, it's fun. I saw these are available collected. There's a 5-movie collection. They went from 85 to 1991, I believe, like that. And you can find these on a site called Eureka. And it's a British site, but they announced that they're going to start releasing a lot of these movies in the United States forum. And so it's interesting to see what goes on with that. Rob's still fooling around with his microphone, but still can't hear him, unfortunately. But we'll get that. We'll get that fixed soon enough. But I'm trying to think what else I could think about this movie. I mean, we're going to say the next movie, come on, which we have covered. We've covered the first movie, which was Madame Yao. We also covered Road Warriors, the second movie. We covered the fourth movie, In the Light of Duty, number 4, which also starred Cynthia Khan, but she's not the main character. Donnie Yen is the main actor, and a little comedy of that. And he's a Seattle cop also looking on for revenge. Like I said, these are basically very cookie cutter cliche movies, but they're just fun. And I said, I love the choreography. The choreography is just beautiful. The scenery, just the whole culture of that time, like the 1980s. And what more can I say about that? It was really cool seeing like go to Japan, seeing the cars that they had, the Toyotas, or the different brands, the styles, where we had like it's a totally different setup. The smaller cars stuff, I love it. The high speed chases, uh, just the cliche villains. The villains like I'm gonna put a mustache on so no one recognizes me, and then I put the sunglasses on. Like I said, the big main fights for me is in the beginning. You see her; she's a traffic cop, and in Japan, their traffic cop there, they basically have their guns, but their guns are tied to the string to their belt, so you can't run away with the gun. And in order to stop this bank robber, who's going to pull a gun on her, and she grabs this guy's gun, one of her fellow police officer, forgetting that it actually was tied to him. And there's a little situation there where the robber, picks up a gun, and then they got the cop whose gun she's holding onto is in the middle of them, and he kind of like scoots forward a little bit, like a little humor. Just a lot of martial arts. She rips her because she has like back in the day, you'd see like they didn't have pants for her. She had like a skirt, so she ripped her skirt so she could fight and kick more. A lot of kicking, a lot of believable. Like I said, it's not one of those movies where you see her and she's like only like 125 soaking wet, and taking out guys that are like 3 times her size. No, it's believable. The running kicks, the running jumps, and it's actually her doing the moves. It's not somebody coming in and like, oh, they can play the tell it's not them. So I love that. Like I said, and that's one of the things we've always said on this channel. You got to have stunt people doing their own stunts, and I love to see some of them actually getting more credit. Amy Johnson does her own moves, and she also does the acting. Whether she's the strongest actor or not, I appreciate the fact that I've seen the real person doing it. I'm not just seeing somebody coming in and doing the move for them, and they're like, "Hey, I did this." I hate that crap. And no CGI. It's great. There's no freaking CGI in this. Let me see. Some of the let me see everything. Just 1 second. Yeah, so you can look at my IMDb, like, and I'm looking right now because there's a lot of stuff. I'm sure I missed. Like I never like when you watch movies, do you ever notice the goofs? I never hear I never the slip ups. You were like, oh, like that cup's there, but now it's not there, but now it's there again, and now it's half full before it was full. I never really noticed that stuff, but apparently a lot of people notice that. It takes me a while for people to actually point out there's something like happened. Like they said, like the goof in here is like when the thieves are up, use a hostage escape from the jewelry theft in Tokyo. A crowd of cops pursues them through a doorway, but then a cop on the right side of the screen brushes his head against a curtain, knocking his head off. Like I don't understand that goof, but apparently that's something that happened in there. But I don't know. Like I said, that's probably a poor excuse, but that's what somebody said on IMDb. But yeah, as Rob's saying in the chat right there, he's saying there's a lot of action in it, and many of the scenes are built up. Like the intro, definitely the intro. They're chasing down a bunch of people, and especially as far as I said, the whole heist. They've got all these cops in there. They have all these. There's about 20 different cops plus all these people in the club, this little club there. They're just going. These people come in there, start shooting everybody. Just a lot of violence. It's just like it's nuts. So the first movie, the first actual movie, if you look up on the Wikipedia, Marania, is Yes, Madam, or also known as Police Assassins in the UK. It came out in 1985, and it has Cynthia Rothrock and Michelle Yeoh. So then the second movie is called Royal Warriors. And this is the third movie that follows after that. Also known sometimes, and because they keep changing the titles, like in the UK, this one's called Dragon Force, but I believe in like their country, it's called something totally different else. But yeah, it's like I said, this has been a fun movie, fun series. Always looking for different movies to watch, martial arts movies. There's a it's a it all depends. If I want to watch a movie that's like in the 70s, like Sonny Chiba, get the Bruce Lee types, you know, the crazy wah, like that stuff. I know it's like you get that, like I'll watch that. But I want to watch more of a serious stuff or more maybe lighthearted, like Jackie Chan. Jackie Chan's got a lot of humor in this. This is like a little bit less humor, but Jackie Chan kind of choreography style as far as that. And yeah, not much more I can really say about it. Um, but Yes, Madam is the one you want to watch first, and it's like I said, it's a strong female uh, protagonist, especially in the third one here. She's going up a strong female antagonist, and both are pretty much evenly matched. One's ruthlessly evil and trying to kill her, and she's just trying to survive. There's a scene in here where she's being chased, and a cop or a car. She jumps over this car and lands in front of the other one in the middle of traffic, and the car almost hits her and almost pins her between the other car. It said, it's cool. It says, oh, that Rob said he can hear now. Congratulations, he put his hearing aid in. But yeah, I'm trying to think what else I can go over. I've pretty much gone over the whole entire movie now. And yep. Number 2 on a 2B in the line of duty, number 2, Super Cops. It's another movie called, yeah. In a moody, because basically Roy Ware's come out in 86. Yes, Madam is 85. So let me look real quickly. The one you're looking at, Super Cops. Well, you'll know which one it is. Like I said, you'll see 1985. If that shows that's probably Yes, Madam. Police Assassins or Royal Warriors it doesn't have Cynthia Rothrock in it whatsoever. That is just Michelle Yao and an actor called Michael Wong. So, but I'm not sure if Roy Wares is supposed to be a prequel. If you look on Wikipedia, if you type in the Light of Duty film series, it shows Roy Wares before that. So it must have been a prequel to Yes, Madam. It's kind of like in the Indiana Jones thing when you Raiders. Raiders was particularly the first movie, but Temple narratively fits as a prequel. So maybe that's what it was, or maybe the Wikipedia is just wrong because I don't trust Wikipedia. But yeah, these 1988, dude. There's so many movies out there. These I'm discovering every single day. It's called Super Cop. Well, it's funny because Super Cop is actually the name of a Jackie Chan movie. So, but I think that was like 1992 or something like that. But yeah, if you've never checked these out, they're fun. I've pretty much watched all of them except for the last one, which was Yes, Madam, number 5, which came out in 1986. Cynthia Khan pretty much took over from 3, and then she went through 4 or 5, and it looks like a bunch of them. Where Death Triangle, which came out in 1992, and Yes, Madam, number 5 were actually unofficial sequels. Really weird. Yes. Yeah. I mean, not much more to say about it. If you have any questions, Marani, or anything like that itself. Yeah. I don't know if Rob, if you want to type your favorite scene. I kind of went over the beginning scene, the club scene, also the robbery scene where she tears her skirt and just basically takes out the guy. A little comedy there. The fight scene at the end is fun. The traffic scene. See the guns for a scene? How were they tied? Yeah, beats of the chain. Are you talking about the guns tied to the guy's? So we're talking about the police officer where he had his gun, his actual gun tied to the actual his belt. Or are you talking about the whole connection with the robbery? Oh yeah, so they get loose. Yeah, I talked about that. So no one could steal their guns, and like that's such a hindrance. Uh, I always thought that was kind of weird. It's like so no one can run away with their gun. But I love but that same thing. You see the cop in the very beginning, the one he's in the trench coat. He and to a picture to the left of me, and he's in the bathroom. He was like talking to his partner Ken, and he's talking about he's like he hated the fact his brother partner had an ankle strap gun. He's like real cops only have one gun. He's like, well, what if you need an emergency? You lose your other gun. He's like, real cops don't lose their guns. It kind of gives them like shit. I love it. Kind of like they're just kind of like just hanging out in the bathroom. It's like he's like his buddy's like, it is such like it does a good job. It makes you feel just for Ken, even though Ken's only in there for a little bit, that this would be blown away within the next 10 minutes. But you really get a sense of characters. They're not just kind of throwaways. I am even like said, like the punk that basically like pulls his car up in the parks where he's not supposed to, and kind of gives her lip, and like says like it's like kiss my ass, and she's basically like he's the one that ends up getting taken hostage by the robbery guy, and he's like when we're moving, I'll kill this guy, and she's like I don't care, he's scum, kill him. I love the little like sassiness she's got in this. Yeah, like I said, this was her breakout role for as far as for this, separating herself from Michelle Yeoh, who did the previous two, who's and Cynthia Rothrock in being in Yes Madam. So when she took over, at first when I watched this, I thought this was Michelle Yeoh, but then I realized, wait, as I look closer, it wasn't her, because with the short hair, the same kind of fighting style, both are exceptionally beautiful. It worked really well. It wasn't like, it's like I said, normally when you change actors in the middle of a movie, especially a third movie, like it flops bad. This isn't 90s Hollywood. This isn't and Hollywood in general, as I say. This is Hong Kong cinema. Yes, the synth music, dude, low budget and very professional looking. Um, yeah, like I said, this very fun movie. What was the budget on this? Do you know offhand what the budget was? I can't see on this on the but yeah, but like I said, the most really cool thing I liked about this was Michiko Nishiwaki being actually like another exceptionally well done martial artist. Both are stunt women, and both do still do work today, as far as I know. Cynthia Khan, unfortunately, claims that she didn't have any plastic surgery. If you look at her today, age 55, she looks like she has a rubber face. So much collagen. It's sad. But dude, yes. Well, look at Cynthia Rothrock. You're talking about how she basically could have had like 20 of these. Dude, Cynthia Rothrock did over 100 movies just alone, I think, in for 3 years in Hong Kong, something like that. Yeah, he said like she signed a contract and just did it is crazy, dude. I honestly, when I saw Michelle Yeoh pop up in the Jackie Chan movie, I always wondered why Cynthia Khan didn't pop up and just play a role in there too. You could have Cynthia Khan and Michelle Yeoh in a movie together. That would have been badass. Either they're facing off against each other or just being teaming up together. Maybe the rivals on the same side, butting heads. That would be fun too. But anything else you want to bring up, Rob? Um, yeah, Final Fight I did enjoy. Lot of flips, a lot of cat fight in that same sense. Uh, the main girl, like I said, the villain is just ruthless. Yeah. Um, if you haven't had a chance to watch this, watch these movies. They are fun and just beautiful cinema. Uh, we talk about Criterion Collection. Yeah, this is better than any of the Criterion collections. I love this, man. Like I said, it just when I discovered these, like I said, Rob was like, "We got to do Yes, Madam. We're going to do this." And just I just started watching them on my own. I watched this one last year, so when I saw it was on Tubi, I was like, "Oh, sweet! It's a better copy than I had." The one I had, I actually had a bootleg copy, and I had to get my own subtitles just to watch it, and still the audio was messed up. But anyway, though, that's it for tonight. We should be doing something with Professor Pixel, I believe, this Sunday. If not, still there will be, Rob and I will still be doing something this Sunday, so look out for that around 7 p.m. Eastern. We do appreciate you guys showing up and just tuning in. So, with that being said, thank you all, and leave your comments down below if you have any questions, or maybe there's another movie you want us to watch that we had signed in our catalog, or something you think that we'd probably enjoy. We're always looking for martial arts movies that, something like this, or just in general action movies, especially 80s movies. 80s movies are fun to review. Yeah, leave a comment down below, and yeah. That being said, thank you guys, and as always, stay extreme, and good night now. Because Rob can't say it out loud. I have to say it for him. Got you, bro.